Is there anything that gets the juices flowing like a rivalry game? And our matchup is bitter. It has barbs and shots thrown on and off the field over the years. Welcome to Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska, and home of the Cornhuskers. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Huskers will put total leather to crank us up. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Wisconsin's offense will have the football first. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Looking to pass, it's Edwards. That's caught, it's Anthony. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. The Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. They're going back to the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Makes the grab on the left. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down. And the Badgers will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. The Cornhuskers offense will go to work for the first time today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back.
Breaks! No, he loses the ball after the huge gain. That is a serendipitous turn of events with the fumble going out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. Moving into scoring territory at the 36 on 1st down. To throw, it's Raiola. It was quite a burden for Dylan Raiola a year ago, viewed as the Nebraska football savior. So, Jesse, how should he approach growth and improvement in his sophomore season?
Well, I think you got to continue to grow. There were a lot of eyes on Dylan Raiola last year, and for good reason. He is unbelievably talented, but you saw the swagger that he brings to the offense and that X factor and demeanor he really brings to the team. They believe in him. They were able to win a lot of close games a season ago. I think it's not about resting on your laurels. It's about taking the next step to try and be better.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Turning it on. Oh, it's out. And the ball will bounce out of bounds on the fumble.
Well, they got a really nice drive going on offense. They're on their opponent's side of the field, but you're not going to come away with any points if you turn it over. And they've got to do a better job of ball security. Very, very lucky that ball went out of bounds.
He might want another play. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Complete, out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. He steps out of bounds, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. With the run on first and goal. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. Touchdown, Husker! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They took it 64 yards right down the field. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard. The black shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big 3rd down. Sets up the screen. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down. The Badgers will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Power football with the run. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Quarterback may change this route. Looking for a man. It's Raiola. Moves around to clear up the vision. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, going up top. Might be looking to run. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Pass is incomplete, but a lot of contact there. I think it's going to be pass interference and a 1st down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
looking to throw on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. We've reached the break as Nebraska holding the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They flipped into the field and we're ready to play. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Slings it downfield. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. The Cornhuskers will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Hold and fire complete. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. The give. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Back to pass, it's Edwards. Finds his tight end. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains. And the Badgers with the 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Rushes on him. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
I think you just like the quarterback to have a little bit more awareness there on first down. I love being aggressive and wanting to throw the football, but you can't hold on to it for over 5 seconds. At some point, you just have to concede that the defense won the play and throw the football out of bounds, take the incompletion. Now you've taken a sack. I know it's only second down. You can still get this thing and move the chains, but you just made it a lot harder on yourself with that negative play.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Snagged in the middle, it's Anthony. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. Third down, and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make moving the chains impossible. From the gun, wants to pass. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Catch and stride inside the 15. That is just a gargantuan play as he has it all the way down to the 12.
Well, the offense is finding success throwing this guy's way. He just had a massive, massive play, his longest catch of the game. And I think if you're on offense, you got to keep looking this guy's way. He's now starting to prove that he's eating his guy alive in coverage, and he needs more touches.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Badgers! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skill players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. The offense changing the play. To the air, it's Raiola. He lobs one high down the left side. That ball is hauled in inside the 35.
And
this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react now. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this whole offense.
And that one is why offenses are hungry for big, big plays. They've got it 1st and 10, threatening inside the 30. Looking to throw on 1st down. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Wrestled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. On 1st down from the 13-yard line. From the red zone, looking for a man. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves, and one play turns to two. Nice job by this defense getting a sack, creating some momentum.
Buys a little extra time. It's complete on the right side. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 16. The Huskers need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly complete. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. Timeout called by the defense. It's their 1st of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Smashes in between the uprights. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. Back to pass, it's Edwards. He's got an open man. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. Looking downfield on 1st down. Flips it out in the flat. And that play just looked to be a mess from the snap, and he's run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. The Badgers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. And some room to work. Oh, he's got some space. Push out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A big pickup on that run. And the Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Hauls it in. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. On target. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And after having a nice game like that on 1st down, for the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
Big 3rd down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. Off play action. Under fire. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in the rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. And this one splits the uprights. And that'll tie things up as we head toward halftime.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half, we'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Back to throw, it's Raiola. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Moving away from pressure. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Wants to adjust the pattern. On third down, he drops the throw. Caught behind the line. It's Johnson. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And the Huskers will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. 2 teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable first half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Badgers will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect plan just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
You want to end a play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball so quick, penetrating the backfield and making something happen.
Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Dances away. Throwing on the run. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third-and-long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass is coming, so I can have more success.
And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing, then get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, and something can start to build.
The black shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big third down. He'll be brought down at the 46, and he is well short of that first down marker. Fourth down coming. And the Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. That ball will make its way out of bounds. And get dead at the 15. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. The give to the tailback. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19. The Cornhuskers moving quickly to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Now the defense will try to keep them on this end on 3rd and short from the 21. Here's the handoff. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. This offense is completely confident in their ability to get 1 yard. They'll go for it on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Now we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. There he goes. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. The Badgers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking downfield, it's Edwards. Gets it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Listen, if I'm a QB, 2nd down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable 3rd down. But when this defense is flying around like this, so fast.
Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
On that RPO, the QB is just trying to keep it himself and see if he can get the 1st down, but nothing doing. He wasn't able to spring free, just too much speed defensively, and now it sets up 4th down.
It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he kept that one just straight enough to graze inside the left upright. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down. He's got the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. So now it's 2nd and long. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
They punt it away on 4th down. Hauls it in at the 40. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Quarterback on the keeper. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Scanning the field, it's Edwards. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. It's as if this guy has morphed into Ndamukong Suh. He's dominating right now.
Man, Ndamukong Suh, one of the best players I've ever seen live. Just unbelievable. And this guy, if you're mentioned with Ndamukong Suh, you're having yourself a day. Getting a couple sacks, getting in the backfield, being that dominating presence.
And the Badgers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Going to the running game. They make the stop, but he got work done on the ground, picking up 6 to the 23. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through three quarters for these two guys. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Between the uprights, it's good. That gives him a 16-10 lead.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. The handoff to Johnson. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
Got the quick pass. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, it's important in this game this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Making side adjustments here. To the air, it's Raiola. Blasted as he lets it go. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. The Huskers decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. They'll start this drive from the 42. Smart move to keep it on the ground. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. Low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs. And if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
This is an area of the game on offense you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run it.
Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Punt is on its way. And they'll get downfield and make the tackle right at the 16-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Last drive was a quick 3-and-out, and now time is even more of a factor to get something going. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the run. Running into the open space. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Forced out of the pocket. Took a shot as he threw. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quarterback making adjustments. Gonna sling it on 2nd down. Got it behind the line. It's Johnson. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. He'll set up to throw. Got his man quickly. It's a running room. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. And the Huskers look to keep this drive humming. They'll try the run. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Give to the running back. Hauled down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3-and-out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
They'll give it to Johnson. The offense pops it up, and they were on the move. Oh, the fumble, and the defense got him. They drag him down pretty quickly, but the defense forced a big turnover.
Man, you talk about all the excitement, emotion. You're about to go take the lead in this ball game, and then you fumble and turn the football over. Now you need help. Now I need my defense to go out and somehow get me this football back after squandering that opportunity.
They'll put this one in. First snap of the drive from the 25. He'll pull it on the read. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Well, one of the reasons this offense likes the option game with the quarterback is to use his speed and try to attack the perimeter of the field. The defense, though, not having any of it. You saw the contain on the play, forcing him back in the middle of the field, and they're able to corral him for a huge loss.
Slants against man. That wide receiver has to win right now at the line of scrimmage against that DB playing man coverage. Quarterback timing with the wide receiver, put it on the money. Wide receiver's probably still going to get hit too and got to hold on to that thing.
They say every game counts the same in the standings, and that is true, but there are some games that no matter what the coaches say, they just mean a little more, and they hurt a little more if you lose.
They do, and that's a fact, and every player will tell you that. There are some games that are highlighted before the season that this game matters more, and it's not that the other ones don't matter. It's just that the hate runs so deep for some of these rivalries and some of these kids that grew up across the street from each other that went to different schools, Jesse. You can feel it.
David, you're absolutely right, and I wonder, because it was a rivalry game,